than one day.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but, yeah, we'd like them to come in by the 5th. And we don't say anything about,
Where do you sign up? Sign up today.
I think your link is on there for your email. It's not on there?
Maybe it's been revised since
It
that
might have
one.
been revised. Let me see.
and we should say something about bring your homemade gingerbread house to the,
Okay.
What are you doing?
Mhm. I don't think they're making it there.
okay, I think we should start and, hopefully Terry will come. Are we live?
You are, yes.
So, I would like to call this meeting, the October 8th meeting of Columbia Borough's Parks and Recreation Advisory Board to order. And welcome everyone who is joining us by live stream. And I would like to remind board members that you need to speak into the microphones and turn it off. Speak clearly. Okay. So the first item on the agenda is the approval of the September 10th Parks and Rec minutes.
Make a motion that we approve the September 10, 2020 minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, the next on our agenda is a minute from Mark.
He said he'd be in a minute. He's finishing something up.
All right, we'll move him down the agenda. Okay, so, let's talk about current business. The first item on the agenda is the Halloween event on October 31st. And Taylor knows all about the decorations, right?
Right.
Fran, do you know what she's bought?
No. County knows to share that to me.
All right, so we will get to Taylor and get a report on decorations. The next thing, I'm sure you all heard that Hinkle's Restaurant has very kindly agreed to donate refreshments for this event. Hot dogs, cider, and they're donating it, which is really wonderful. So we appreciate that. And Susan and Sarah distributed posters all around town. Just about everywhere you could think. So thanks for that too. So other details I think we need to speak about is a timeline. This is our last meeting before the event, so we should get an idea of how long it will take to set up, what needs to be done, and then breaking it down. So it starts at 6. Do you think it'll take more than an hour?
I think for all the tea lights and the lights strung on the gazebo, and yeah, it may. But I don't know that we all need to be there that whole time.
Okay. All right, so maybe we'll start that at 4:30. Okay, and then we'll all be involved in cleanup.
Is it asking about 2 hours?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6
We're
days.
gonna start about 7:15.
What's that?
Clean up, and then starting what?
No, after it's over. Well, depending if there are still people there.
Right.
And, so who would like to decorate?
Well, I was assuming that Taylor and I would do that since we, went up and scoped it out.
Great.
But anybody's welcome to.
As long as you know what to do. I don't know how to decorate.
Okay, and I will contact Jake and see if we can get some extra trash cans there.
And who's Jake? Jake
Jake
is
Graham, the
Jake
Public Works Director,
Graham?
Graham, or excuse me, Highway Department Director.
Okay.
Public Works, okay, I wasn't sure. I should know this one. Public Works Director.
Okay, and how are you doing, Susan, with the photo booth idea?
Good, I have 3 frames that I'm gonna decorate, and I have another friend, her daughter is gonna decorate a bigger frame for us. And then Miss Allison Liebgott of Miss Allison's Yoga and Art Studio is gonna do a backdrop for us.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. And for those who are listening on Facebook, I'd just like to emphasize that we won't have a photographer there, but you are welcome to take pictures of your children against these backdrops that are going to be really creative. And I don't know that we need to think about how we're going to lay the park out. I think we'll get there, look at it, decide where all these things should be. Hinkles is going to set up a small tent somewhere, and it's just so wonderful. Paper products, condiments, everything we need, which, yeah, exactly. And I mentioned that I have no idea how many people to expect, and I haven't heard anything back, so hopefully they're good with that. I said that I would put together a playlist for the music, but I was thinking about Pandora, and I don't know if there's internet at the park. Yeah. Oh, but I can do it on my phone. Oh, yeah, okay, no problem. Okay.
And I have the Bose speaker that I'm gonna bring along,
Right.
the portable speaker.
Okay. Real loud?
So we don't need any others? Okay.
You shouldn't.
Okay, so we have pencils and, we have pencils. Susan found these Halloween themed pencils. Where'd you get them?
Walmart.
Yeah.
98 cents a pack.
Do we need bags, like goodie bags, to put these things in?
That was one of the things on Taylor's list.
Oh, was
I'm
it?
not exactly sure what she ended up with.
Okay, all right. I wonder if she forgot. Did I? Okay, photo booths, trash cans, games, photo booth, music, and the goodie bags. Okay, so we have that all covered.
What other games were you thinking about?
Oh,
I was gonna download a mini scavenger hunt for the kids. It's just a small printout of costumes. Like if they would see somebody else in a witch costume, they could check it off.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good. Okay, does that need to be printed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's free. It's a free download.
Yeah, I would rather not have too many or any organized games.
Right.
That people would have to organize and supervise, and that's a really good idea then to do that.
Yeah, they could go off on their own and do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I already bought the sacks for a sack.
Oh, you did, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to have a Saturday. So we need a starting line and a finishing line. Okay, and I don't think any of these things are gonna be too difficult to set up ahead of time. Okay, anything else, any other details about the Halloween event that we need to think about? Hello? Okay, Halloween event, settled, good? Okay. I'm sure we'll be in touch before then to, well, if we need to. All right, so here we have Mark Stivers, our borough manager, and we'll have a minute with Mark. You wanted to talk about budgetary issues?
Sure. So, as you guys know, we've been working on our budget, and we've been trying to be extremely conservative on our spending. Thank you. I want to yell at you guys. Thank you. All right, starting over. So, in looking at our budget for 2021, and even finishing up 2020, we've been trying to be extremely conservative with our spending and looking at how we budget for programs. And I remember when I talked to you guys several months ago, I said then, and I'll say it again now, the budget is one thing, and it does provide limitations for how we spend our money and guidance for how we spend our money. But I don't want that to be limitations on how we program and how we look at what we want to do and how we get to the goals we're trying to accomplish. And I remember when we had that meeting, I challenged you guys to think big, think about what you want to accomplish, and then let's see if we can find creative ways to get there. And I think a great example was the summer bucket list. Came out of that meeting, and that was a fantastic event. So much so that, thank you guys, and a lot of residents, and even more, probably want to do it next year. And one of the things that made me smile, and I say this carefully, is several businesses said, hey, we weren't included. So now we're going to amend that. And it wasn't an offense to anybody. Nothing was meant. I know that Hope did a great job reaching out to everybody. Some didn't get back to her in time. So next year we're going to expand that. And I think that's a great example of really pursuing something fun that's reaching out to people, getting things done. So next year's budget is also tight, but we are putting money aside to ensure that we can begin budgeting for certain things. And Pam and I have talked, and I know that we have the Hemp Fest coming up, and we have some other events that we want to look at. So I think we got to look long and hard at what the costs are going to be to do those events, what part of that will be borough funds, and what part will be outside funds or other ways that we can come up with creative funding to do these events.
And as far as the hemp fair goes, we do have, well, we have some sponsors, and the concept of the hemp fair kind of came up to raise money for the Parks and Rec budget.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very confident that that's going to handle a lot of our expenses ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and that's okay to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because we feel strongly about Parks and Recreation, and we want to continue to offer as many programs as we can.
Yeah, and I would go as far as to say even to expand the number of programs that we do. And Pam was involved in a meeting we had about 2 months, I forget when we had, I guess about 2 months ago, when we talked, I guess about a month ago, when you talked to the Planning Commission about the updates to our comprehensive plan and how we want to look at and prioritize Parks and Recreation and programming and how it can, and programming for all ages, for kids up through seniors, to ensure that our residents have opportunities for activities that would help us bring together and create a stronger community here. So very excited about all those, and since we last talked about this in this group, or since I talked about this in this group, we have brought on a consultant with C.S. Davidson to help guide that program. And I met with Jessica today, and things are really moving ahead, so, to guide the development of the comprehensive plan.
Oh, I see.
So it's moving ahead. We have another meeting coming up on the 20th. We're gonna lay out an outline, a rough outline, and start developing the different elements. And we want to make Park and Recreation stand out by itself to really emphasize how important this is.
Yeah. And I just want to say that all these events are to the end of being in the position to have professional recreation director. Years from now, whatever, but that's a goal that we have as far as the recreation program.
Mhm.
Okay? So, I'm sort of confused when you say more programs, don't spend money.
Mhm.
Is
So
that-
ties into exactly what I said. Let's look at programs, but we may not have borough general fund money to do those programs, but doesn't mean we can't do the programs. We may just need to find other ways to fund them.
Okay, good. That makes it clearer. Anything else you want to tell us about?
Think so. I mean, there's good stuff coming up. Looking forward to.
Yeah. And while we're
Halloween night.
talking about the bucket list, I got an email from Hope giving us an update. Find it. My phone doesn't recognize a mask. Okay, I'm going to read this because it's very promising. She says, surprisingly, we only have a few people come claim prizes. Instead, most of the engagement was trying the items on the list themselves without sharing online. We've handed out hundreds of copies of the bucket list. Many people are still engaging with Facebook posts too. Lots of people appreciated that there was a list of activities to use for reference, especially out-of-town visitors. And she confirms that we definitely need to do this every year, she said. And I agree, it was a really good list. And we have to compile a list of businesses that can be on next year's list that we didn't hit this year. So we really want everybody involved as much as possible. Okay. Do you have anything else? We'll go on if not.
No, keep going. Great, thank you.
Thank you. So next we have the gingerbread display that is planned for the Market House, the new Market House, which is an exciting thing to talk about. This will be on December 5th. I spoke with Kelsey Miller, and she confirmed that it would be okay to leave the gingerbread houses there until the 12th. She wondered where we would display them, and quite frankly, I don't think we could decide that until we see what the layout is there. So we'll need to think about that. Poster. Did you send me the poster?
I just did, yeah. I sent it to everybody, the revised one. But you said I need to add when to drop them off by.
Right.
Mhm.
And,
I do have your email on this one.
okay. Did you message this or?
I sent it through email to everyone.
Entry forms available. I really think we ought to make clear that, you make your gingerbread house at home and bring it to display.
Okay.
Can we fit that in there somewhere?
Mhm.
Okay. So this is another thing, Mark, that we hope we can have entry forms at the desk. And hopefully lots of people will participate. This looks really good, though. I love the gingerbread house.
So they would drop it off early that morning or the day
Yeah,
before?
Yeah, I
Early
think
that morning?
In the morning, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that,
Oh.
because it depends on what kind of display we want to do. It may take a little maneuvering. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, and we don't really know that until
Yeah.
we see the market house.
Is the market house going to be open daily?
No. So the restaurant is open, it's gonna be open 5 days a week, and don't quote me yet, I forget the hours, but the restaurant is open, which will open the main area of the market. And the market itself won't be open till springtime. So during the winter, when you guys are open, we would only be following the restaurant hours. Now, that's when the restaurant will be open. Now, if we decide that we want to do this for more nights or more times and different things, then we can work with Kelsey and set up hours where it's gonna be open, but only for the gingerbread display, and there'll be nothing else available there.
So did you say they're not gonna be open on Saturdays?
No, I said I don't know what time, and don't quote me on when the restaurant is open yet.
Okay.
So the stands would be, some of the stands would be up, or would we have room to put tables?
There'd be room for tables, absolutely. They are building a couple stands, and then the rest is space for the vendors that come in, because the vendors want to design their stands to fit whatever they're
Right,
doing.
yeah.
So they're not building those stands. But there would be absolutely room for tables and chairs and other things in there. So we'll work with Kelsey when we get closer to it and figure out how we want to lay it out and what hours we want this open, because the hours really aren't going to be directly dependent upon the restaurant being open. But I think it'd be good to have some of both.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's something that we probably can't decide right now, but Kelsey
No.
did mention that one of the vendor stands would be available, the ones that they're gonna build.
Correct, yep.
Pamela, could you clarify the entry form at the desk? Like, what desk is that?
Oh, at the,
The reception desk out front.
Okay.
Or also available in the lobby in Borough Hall, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
And we also need a form to know who is participating, so we can make display cards for those people.
And also, this says December 5th, but are we saying it's going to be on display the 5th through the 12th? So, I mean, if they can't come on the 5th, they could still.
Oh, you mean on the poster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put the days,
Yeah, and I would say, something about pending, you know.
or visit the borough website for more information, and we can make sure it's there once we get it nailed down on details.
Okay.
Okay.
I would get the brochure out, the flyer out soon, to get people interested, and it's okay to say that and say more details to come.
Yeah, okay. And, we can get those posted. All right, what else do we need for the, gingerbread display? Do you think you can, Susan, get all that into the poster?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You're so good.
And when do you want me to distribute those by? The 1st of November
Yeah.
or mid-November?
Yeah. I was kind of thinking after the Halloween event,
Mhm.
so we didn't get too confused.
Right.
But the beginning of November would be great.
Okay.
And, yeah, you'll send it around before you post it, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Unless we had flyers at the Halloween event.
Oh,
Yeah, I could do that.
yeah,
That's a good idea.
good idea.
Okay.
Okay. So these holidays are coming fast and furious. Yeah.
I know.
It's, yeah, it's kind of creepy. Okay, 1/4 over. Let's let's move on to the Pen Pal project. I spoke with Mark, and he's fine with this information being at the reception desk.
Everything's here.
Done?
And we have 12 participants, did you say?
I believe so, there was 12.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't wait to get that started. So, for those of you who are listening, Barb has contacted Susquehanna Valley Nursing Home. Is that what it is? And they have provided several names of residents there who would like to communicate via a letter, being a pen pal. And, you know, I know we don't write too many letters these days, but it would be a good thing to help develop a relationship. And I know that the residents of Susquehanna Valley would really appreciate having that kind of communication. Okay.
I'm wondering if there'd be any teachers who would want to take that on as a class writing
Yeah.
project.
That's true. So that would be contacting, yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. You're right, that's very good. This is a teacher. Fran and I met with Robin Gamby on Monday, and we talked about the logistics of providing movies next summer, movies in the park. We have a few details to hammer out, but I think it's a go, and more information about that will be posted on the Borough Facebook page.
Hey, what are you?
So, I would really like to have one event every month, and I think I mentioned that before. You know, logistically easy, just to get people together and have some kind of a creative experience for the children. So, I guess in January, we'll need to, are there holidays in January? Or some kind of thing. I think it's a good idea to have a game night too, when we can all be together. I'm wondering if Target, Walmart, whatever, would donate games to us. You have lots of games.
Probably have, I probably have at least 100 games.
Wow.
Wow.
Where do you keep all those?
Well, we have 2 rooms where we keep them, and then we just have, they're piled on one set of shelves, and then we have piled on a table, and then we have some upstairs, and then there's a room where we very, very rarely go into and use those. Those are all the little kids' games, like Risk and Monopoly and things like that. We don't really do those, well, we have lots of games. I was a big game player, so I brought a lot of my games, and then when I married my husband, I was like, oh, these games you have. So we got lots of old games,
That's
games
fun.
from the 60s.
Perfect.
You know, so we've got lots of games.
Yeah. Oh,
This
that's-
one now is the Dynogenics. It's like a Jurassic Park building game. Some of them are very complicated. We wouldn't want to do those for a game night.
Right.
And those are not the theme park, those type of games. They take a couple hours. So
Yeah.
they're fun.
So I would imagine that we will plan something like that when it's safe to do that. And maybe it could happen at the crossing. And it seems to be a really popular thing. Families getting together and playing games. And you know that.
We do that. wish they'd get off of this one though, I'm like, I'm ready to do something different.
Jurassic Park.
Well, it's just, you have to have, there are different strategies. My husband can really think out these strategies, and I'm just kind of going from turn to turn, because it's like, each round you get four turns in the beginning, 5 later on. And you've got to really know what you're going to do and plan these things out, because you've got a lot of things you have to do. And I go by round, and the next thing I know, I'm like, I don't have enough turns, what do I need to do? It's like, it's terrible. And it's not all, what I don't like is there's a lot involved. Some of it you can't plan for because it's based on cards you get. But it's fun, and I enjoy it, and then there's, another terraforming Mars, that's kind of based on the same thing, but that's even more complicated than filling it up.
No, we won't play those games. Chutes and ladders, I think would be good.
Candyland.
Candyland,
yeah.
yeah.
Pamela, when you say one movie every month, do you mean
No.
January through December?
No, one event.
Oh,
Not
okay.
a movie. Ooh.
Were we still thinking about doing the chili, or is that too, like, touch and feel
No,
with
it's not,
everybody?
it's not safe to do that
Yeah,
kind of
I
thing
agree.
right now. Yeah.
Mark,
So-
excuse me, can I just ask, do you think with the fitness challenge, like a New Year's resolution kind of a thing?
Yeah.
With fitness might be
Yeah, because
good?
everyone's always into setting resolutions and goals. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay, so January, fitness challenge. We gotta talk, because you're the one with experience there, right?
Still doing it.
Okay,
Still in our
okay.
groups, yeah.
Cool, all right.
All right,
That's a great idea.
very good idea.
I can picture the coaster, Susan.
Okay. So create that for January.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something about New Year's resolution and fitness challenge.
And we could get that out, of course, before.
Okay.
All right. That's really all I have on the agenda, amazingly enough. Anything else we need to talk about? If not, I will adjourn this meeting at 6:33.
Ooh.
And announce that our next Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting is on November 12th, 2020. Okay, all in favor, do I need a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Diane?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good job, good work.
If you want me to send you, there's flyers in there, if you want me to send you the document so you can make more flyers.
Yeah,
if
do
you
that.
want
So
to,
then
I'll
we
do
can, if we
that.
run out, we'll have it there. It's a good idea. Thank you.
Did we get,